Missing someone.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Single Chronicles. Today I'm talking about me when I jump to conclusions, and particularly when it comes to dating and seeing someone, because we all jump to conclusions. We all naturally assume the worst has happened or will happen. So I wanted to kind of talk about that and poke a little fun at it, because yeah, I'll be tripping. Look, I had to get to a point where I found some peace in my life, and I didn't always trip. But hey, it is what it is. So if you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. You know the whole spiel. And for everyone else, welcome to the Single Chronicles. Y'all remember Mario Brothers, right? From back in the day on Nintendo. I mean, that's still like a thing on Switch and all the newer Nintendo games. But anyway, you remember what Mario and Luigi did when they ran through each board. They had to bounce and hit the bricks to get whatever, get points, coins, sometimes a flower or the star. But anyway, focus on the jumping part. Yeah. Now, let's just imagine all that bouncing that he does with those bricks. Those bricks are conclusions, because that's what we females tend to do. So, I was getting myself ready for this date. I was looking bomb. I got my hair done. I had the girls all pushed up. Had outfit. I was looking all sexy. Yo, looking all cute. Even got my nails done, which you can see I never do. I just cut them down. And this some of them stood me up. Now, I'm going to get to the stand-up episode later. However, this is not about being stood up. This is what happened after I got stood up and the things that led up to that moment of getting stood up. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I'm home. I'm getting ready. Now, mind you, I texted him as soon as I was dressed. So that meant while I was putting on a little bit of makeup that I wear, which is just eyeliner and mascara, and I do the brows, of course. While I was doing that, could be on his way, because I didn't want to have him waiting for me pulling up, because, you know, I'd be late. I'm late for everything, and I didn't want to be late this time. So anyway, I texted him and let him know, hey, I'm on my, I'm ready. Text went from being little friendly text messages to me calling. Now, I didn't leave voice messages right away, but by the time I called the third time, I left a few. So then after that, he still didn't call me back. And I was like, okay, this is weird. What happened in this instance was I jumped to a conclusion. Yes, and that conclusion was that he was off doing ain't shit, no shit, crab ass stuff. And I called him on each and every one of those things I assumed he was doing. Oh, I can't believe I got dressed. It's so inconsiderate of you. Like you could think it. I probably said it. Then for one split second, I had a smidge of common sense, and I said, "Well, what if he dropped his phone in water? What if his phone is damaged and he can't reply or call?" So I was like, "Well, maybe he's near a computer. Let me go on Facebook and check my messages." Well, needless to say, no messages on Facebook, no comments, no nothing, no interaction whatsoever. So then after that, I was just like, all right, this is getting on my nerves. I'm pretty pissed, because I could have been doing anything else besides sitting on a couch, dressed, waiting for him. Meaning I could have been sitting on a couch, watching something on TV, comfortably in my PJs or yoga pants. So anyway, after that, I proceeded to call again, and basically, like I said, I did what any self-respecting single female would do in this particular case. I blew his fucking phone up. Yes, you're not going to just stand me up and leave me hanging after I go through all this trouble to, hey, get a babysitter, because my child was young at the time, get myself all dialed up, get myself all pretty, put on some shit that's unfucking comfortable, including these heels. Oh, yeah, really? So I let him know all of that. Eventually, I dozed off.
More moments later.
Looked at my messages, looked at my phone, realized he did reach out to me. He didn't call, but he did text. He was like, sorry, I didn't text you sooner. There was an emergency that came up with my child. And I was just like, he was like, my phone was dead. I didn't get a chance to use it, and I did not know your number by heart. By the time I got myself together and my phone was charged, I figured it was too late to call. I'm sorry. That being said, dude was scared as shit because he thought I was fucking crazy with all the messages that I sent because he was like, I ain't about this drama and you seemed a little too unhinged. Yes, I think he used the word unhinged. He said I was too unhinged to be acting like that for one little stand-up mishap. So I took it in stride. I took the L. Of course, I replayed that situation back in my head, how it could have went better and how I could have handled it. But you know what? That's a part of the Single Chronicles. That's a part of being single. That's a part of fucking life. Growing, learning, and living with the decisions that you make and just hoping to make better ones somewhere down the road. I can't believe I called his ass. I called him a crab.
I'm losing it! He took you to Rageaholics. Why? Probably because this whole universe is against me.
The thing about jumping to conclusions that I've done before is I rehash and dwell on the past. This is something that I've worked very hard to stop doing. It doesn't matter if it's the past of the person you're with or a past of someone you used to be. Let that shit go. It's easier said than done to let the shit go. Because sometimes you be so mad at somebody, you think about some shit that they did 2 years ago or a year ago or 2 minutes ago, whatever. The point is, we hold on to grudges. We hold on to pain and negativity. We don't let that shit go. We let that shit fester and wait for the next time for that person to fuck up so that when they fuck up, it's like, bam. Here this shit come. Like, I remember you did this before. Oh yeah, don't you remember you did this, and we just don't let it go. And that shit is fucked up, really. That's not healthy. People think, yeah, I remember something. No, you're not remembering. You're rehashing and you're dwelling and you're holding a grudge and you're not healing. You can't heal if you hold on to the shit that hurt you. Duh. I'm not going to sit up here and hold on to shit for what? Arsenal? Who does that? Damaged people do that. I'm not damaged. Yeah, I might remember. I mean, the human brain is programmed to remember things, but it doesn't mean you have to dwell on it and hold on to the pain that it caused. Move on, be great, love yourself, because guess what? Life is too short. Well, life is too spontaneous and unplanned and complicated for you to be dwelling on stupid shit. Because when you're dwelling on shit, you rehash it, you plan them conversations over and over again, how it should have went, what you should have said, what you would have did. Let that shit go. Take a nap, sleep on it, get over it, move on. Yes, like I said, it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Single Chronicles. Today we talked about jumping to conclusions. I wanted to reflect on this particular topic because in doing the episode that's coming about being stood up, it got me to thinking about that moment when I jumped to the conclusions and just assumed the worst had happened or was happening. Now, usually that comes from a place of insecurity, something that has triggered us or caused us to think that the person we're jumping to conclusions about is up to no good. It can't just be a circumstantial situation or coincidence that they're just unavailable or inaccessible at that moment. What I deeply want to reflect on that is that oftentimes we allow the hurt and the damage that we've experienced and refuse to deal with, fix, and heal from project onto someone else. Make sure whatever it is that's boggling you down, you've healed from and you've moved on from. Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to be happy. Whatever it is you think is happening with this other person, probably isn't. And you're just overthinking it. You're replaying scenarios over and over in your head. You're letting that little voice in the back of your mind tell you, don't trust them. When in turn, you don't trust yourself. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode of the Single Chronicles. As always, make sure you check out my merch store. We have an amazing Black Friday sale. If you haven't done so, go ahead on over to my website, drunkeninsomniacwriter.com. I post a lot of content there, free of charge, no Patreon stuff yet. I had to take that down for a bit because I'm boggled down. And again, as always, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate your patronage. And as I always say, be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself. Okay, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time.